We have finished enlarging our canal with all of our files. We now have to irrigate our canal and clean it out one more time. We're going to again pass our dentist sodium hypochlorite and we're going to suction. We're then going to pass to our dentist a cotton pellet, to initially dry out the canal, and then we're going to start passing paper points. I'm going to pass the dentist one in the locking pliers. While the dentist uses that, I'm going to get a second one ready. And I'm just going to keep passing to my dentist until the dentist is satisfied that the canal is cleaned. We don't want it in upside down or it won't fit in the canal properly. Once our dentist is satisfied that the canal is dry, the dentist is going to want a master cone. These are the master cones. With a clean pair of cotton pliers, we have to get out a number 40 because that's the last file that we used. We don't want to contaminate the inside of the box. Then with our locking pliers, we're going to measure our master cone at number 8 at 18 millimeters and lock it in. Some assistants will bend it over so that we have the proper length. Our dentist will place this into the tooth and we will take another x-ray. And the dentist will leave it in there. We'll now take one more x-ray. Some assistants prefer to use a hemostat to hold the x-ray in place. We'd put it in place, ask the patient to hold it in place, and then we'd bring our x-ray head in and take the x-ray. Our dentist would then remove the master cone, keeping it at the proper length. The assistant will then place the lentulo spiral on the slow speed and mix the tubulocele. Equal amounts of tubulocele will be dispensed onto a mixing paper. We'll then mix this so that it's consistent, that it doesn't have a marbly look. Wipe off our spatula. Holding it, the dentist will place some on the lentulo spiral and place it into the canal. After it's placed into the canal, we're going to take a 2x2 and wipe the excess cement off the lentulo spiral so it doesn't harden. We'll then take our master cone that's measured at 18 millimeters and we'll coat our master cone with the tubulocele. We're going to pass that master cone to our dentist. We now have two different instruments that we're going to alternate with our dentist. One is pointed and one is blunt. The pointed one is the spreader. The blunt one is the packer. we're going to use our spreader first. We're going to pass this to our dentist. While our dentist is putting that into the canal, we're going to take an auxiliary point. The auxiliary gutta-perca points we do not have to measure. We're just going to coat one with the tubeless seal and pass it to our dentist. As the dentist is placing that, we're going to wipe the excess cement off of the spreader and keep alternating with our dentist. I'm going to take another auxiliary point and coat another auxiliary point. We're going to keep alternating between auxiliary points and the spreader until the dentist is satisfied that it's full. We're going to wipe the spreader in between each one. When the canal is full, our dentist is going to melt off all of the excess gutta-perca. We have an instrument that has 4 different colors tape on it. We're going to pass this burn instrument to our dentist. The dentist is going to take the lighter and heat the instrument away from the patient. They're going to do it over the counter. The assistant is going to take a couple of 2x2s and moisten them. We're going to have our suction ready, and when the dentist sears off the gutta-perca, we're going to be ready with wet 2x2s and the suction. Good. When this is finished, the assistant is going to now pass the plugger to the dentist, where the dentist will finish packing all of the gutta-perca down into the hole. The assistant will then pass to the dentist a cotton pellet. The cotton pellet will be placed down into the hole and left there. Sometimes the dentist will need the packer again, or the plugger. With the endo plugger, the dentist will put the cotton pellet down into the hole. The dentist will then leave, and the assistant will finish up. The assistant will have a clean PFI, one that hasn't been contaminated. She'll take some cavet out of the jar without contaminating the whole jar. If you roll the die-cal, place it on the end of your instrument, and we're just going to place it and cover up the hole. With the cavet. This is just a temporary filling material. What we're going to do with this material is put this temporary filling, and our patient must come back. We have to do a permanent filling at a later date. We can take a 2x2 and wipe off any excess. If you can notice, using our indirect vision, that just the hole is covered. We don't have the entire lingual of the tooth.